Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about Mars in terms of something that many don't know that it rules. One thing it does rule is brothers and sisters, and you can imagine because Mars does deal with conflict and fighting, so therefore you can understand sibling rivalry. And if you happen to have Mars in the third house, well, you're not going to get along so well with brothers and sisters. It's just the way it is. Mars is the Karaka, which means indicator of siblings. And when you put it in the third house of siblings, you'll find that you just can't get along. And even if you think you do get along with your siblings, there will be something at some point in your life that represents a rift. But most of all, here's another rulership that many do not realize, that in Vedic astrology, Mars rules real estate. Imagine that. It does. And I've noticed that when Mars is placed very strongly in a chart, in the fourth house, people have wonderful real estate. And sometimes they can even have a business with real estate. Either they redo homes or they sell property, real estate agents. And the ones that have a strong Mars in the 10th or the 4th do amazing with real estate and property. So I wanted to talk about Mars in the respect of property. If you have Mars in Aries, Scorpio, or Cancer in the 4th house, you will own good property. You will own your home at some point, and you will make a lot of money off of real estate, whether it's your business or not. And you will have very expensive real estate. So Mars is exalted in the sign of Capricorn, so put it in the 4th house and you're going to have some wonderful real estate. Maybe growing up, home life wasn't so easy with Mars in the 4th, but you'll find that you're going to inherit or buy or sell, and you will make a ton of money off real estate. But most of all, you'll have expensive real estate. And that also goes for Mars being in Scorpio or Aries, because it rules those signs. It's very, very strong in these signs. But there's a yoga I want to talk about that really represents power in owning real estate. And this is called the Amara Yoga. And Amara Yoga means imperishable. So it's not destroyed. So it's something really, really powerful when you have this. So what is the Amara Yoga? It's when you have the malefics in the angles. And what it does is it's called the real estate yoga. You will own a lot and expensive real estate if you have this. And when I say malefics, let me point out the ones I'm referring to. So the malefics I am referring to is of course Mars and Saturn. By the way, did you know Saturn represents land and what's underneath the ground, but it's land and what's underneath. Therefore, it will rule land, farmland, and space, and actually what's underneath the ground too, such as oil and minerals. So Saturn's black, soil, coal, all of those things. But Saturn rules land. So those are the two malefics we're going to put in the angles. Now, what are the angles? Houses 1, 4, 7, and 10. And the other malefic, believe it or not, in Vedic astrology, the sun is a malefic planet. It's not as harsh as Mars and Saturn, but it is considered a mild malefic. But those are the only three malefics I'm referring to. Rahu and Ketu do not count and actually will cancel it to a certain degree. So you don't want the disturbance of Rahu in the angles or with these planets. Sun, Saturn, and Mars. So remember, that excludes it and will cancel it. So once again, the Amara Yoga, which is I call the real estate yoga, is when you have Sun, Saturn, or Mars in an angle. In any combination, you can have Mars in the 1st, Saturn in the 10th, the Sun in the 4th. Or you can have the Sun in the 7th, Mars in the 10th, Saturn in the 4th. Any combination, just those 3 planets must be in angles, and you will have expensive real estate. So that's one thing. And another thing, in talking about Mars ruling real estate, right now Mars is about to go retrograde. This will be on September 9th, and it will be retrograde till November 14th. And in this window of time, and when Mars starts to slow down before it even goes retrograde, a month before and maybe a month after or more, you're going to see real estate prices go down, because retrograde pulls things back. So it'll pull the price back. And I think there's going to be more deals to be had in real estate around the world. So property values will reduce. And this is great for a buyer. Now, I know a lot of people are in a house, they say, well, how can I buy unless I sell my house? Well, some people are first-time buyers. What a lucky time to purchase and buy a house when Mars slows down to go retrograde and shifts. So the price of real estate has been extremely high, and I know in some places it probably won't change much just because, you know, location, 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 it keeps its value. But for the most part, I'm going to say prices of real estate will be coming down in the next 6 months, and there'll be some deals to be had. So look out if you're ready to buy a property, it's time. And check out if you have a strong Mars in your chart. Doesn't just have to be in the 4th house. It can be especially in the 10th. The 10th house is aspecting the 4th. And if you have Mars in the 1st, it's aspecting the 4th by its 4th full aspect. So Mars in the angles really is great for real estate. And when you put it in a really strong sign, like signs that it's friends with, Mars goes well in Leo. It likes to be in Leo. Mars goes well in, as I said, Aries. Not so good in Taurus, and it's not that it's terrible, it's not the greatest. Not so good in Gemini. And then when you get to Cancer, Mars is debilitated, so it's its weakest sign, so that's not good. So Leo is great. Virgo, not so good. Because what I'm really doing is I'm looking at if Mars is friends with the planets of that sign. So when I go to Libra, you know, Libra's ruled by Venus. Mars isn't a friend with Venus, so it's not so good in Libra. Scorpio, it rules, fabulous. Sagittarius, Jupiter, Mars, and Jupiter are friends, so it does really well in the fire signs. So Mars loves to be in Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. Incredible. So Sagittarius, Capricorn, it's exalted. You know, it's probably because Mars would do so well in the 10th sign, therefore would do very, very well for business and real estate in the 10th house. Mars is not so good in Aquarius. And when we get to Pisces, well, Mars is friends with Jupiter, which rules Pisces. So Mars does better in Pisces than it does in Aquarius. So those are all the variables of Mars. But remember, the house placements are very, very important. Mars in a strong house, in a strong sign, is going to give you good real estate. Good signs, good houses, of course, are the angles 1, 4, 7, or 10, and the triconals, which are going to be the 5th house, the 9th house, and the 1st house. So I think you kind of have an idea of where Mars should be to really acclimate your potential into having expensive and wonderful real estate. And remember, the transit of Mars is what you're going to look for when you're looking for property or a move. And when planets are aspecting your Mars. And of course, when planets go through the 3rd house, this is something most people don't know. When Jupiter particularly is in the 3rd house, that's when people move. Because by the time Jupiter hits your 4th house, that's the time you're buying furniture and settling in. watch that. It's pretty intense and amazing. So look for that Amara yoga in your chart and see if you're going to be gifted or come together in your life with fabulous real estate. With that, I'd like to close. If you would like more information on me, you would like to receive my newsletter or consultation, go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Or if you would like to join my university, join our community of Vedic astrologers, learn Vedic astrology, go to my university website, which is universityofvedicastrology.com. Thank you.